Today we're going to do something a little different, but it's still related to what we've been doing. It's still related to the idea of user input, for the most part. Anyways, so just to set sort of a framework, we've got a lot of decisions that we make in our life, right? And it can be hard to decide the best decision to make. So sometimes we rely on things outside of ourselves to make these important decisions, like something to reference or to consult to make sure that we make a really good decision. And perhaps one of the tried and true methods might be like flipping a coin, right? Because surely chance is a great way to make important life decisions, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to make a little coin flip program in our Python programming language. Now to do this, I need to introduce a couple things. So we need to talk about how do you do some sort of random value. And actually in Python it's really easy. So what we're going to do, let's just open our terminal. I'm going to increase the size of this so you can see what I'm doing. The reason that random is so easy in Python is that random is already a saved module. And now there are some other languages that do have this in there. It just depends on the language. Some have a saved module for you already built into the language. Some don't. Some you can go out and find libraries for it. But I really appreciate that Python already has it built in, so that way I don't have to go and find it or try to write it myself. So what it is essentially is we call it a module. It's the set of code that's already been included that has functions and stuff that we can use, so we don't have to write everything ourselves. So to call this, let's first go ahead and start running Python. So I'm going to run Python3. To call this module, we do import space and then whatever the name of the module is. And in this case, the name of the module that we're looking for is called random. So now we have the code for random in here. It's actually really easy to use. So the way that we get a random number is we do random because that's the module. So we're calling that module that we've already loaded, and we do then the name of the function, which in this case is randint, so like random integer. It's like short for that. Personally, if I was writing it, I would have done capital I here instead, so that way it's doing camel case. But you know, whatever, it's okay. Open parentheses, close parentheses, and in here we need our values, right? These are the values that are going to go into the function. And we haven't really talked a lot about functions yet, but that's okay. That's okay. Just go ahead and stick with me. And when we get to functions, this will make a little bit more sense. But for right now, I'm just going to show you sort of how this works. So let's say that we're going to do a coin, like I said, like a flip of a coin. 1, comma, space 2. So a value in between 1 and 2, starting at 1 up to 2. And if we press enter, there we go, it gave us a 2. And we could do this with higher values too. Randint, like let's say we're using a 6-sided die, so 1, comma, space 6, and if we press enter, now we've got 4. And you can really do this at pretty much whatever, well, yeah, really whatever you want, whatever numbers you want, as long as they are numbers. So we could do like 50 and 9001. There you go. Now if we want to do something with this, if we actually want to save that data, we could assign it to a variable. So if we want a variable that has a random value, we could create a variable like random value equals random dot randint, and let's see, 1, comma, space 6. Now nothing happened, right? Because we assigned the value but didn't actually print it. Now if we tell it to print rand value, there we go. So the value was 1. Now how do we actually do something with this? It's a good question. We'll actually do that in the next part.